Hey guys, in this section we're going to focus on the htaccess file. And if you don't know what an htaccess file is, it's basically a directory level configuration file. And it's supported on Apache servers as well as several other types of servers. They're placed inside the web tree, and they're able to override a subset of the server's global configuration for that particular directory that the file is in. There's a ton of things you can do. You can perform all kinds of redirects. Maybe you've done a 301 redirect. You can also make it so that your site could always be have www at the beginning or not have it. You can make it redirect to whichever one you want. And also there's just a ton of security things you can do as well. So let's take a look. We ended the last section with creating this file. So we're going to open this with Notepad++. And what we have here is just basically friendly URLs. What makes an Apache server able to rewrite these URLs is by using this mod rewrite extension or plugin. And you can see it just pretty much takes out the index.php. Let me give you an example. I'll just write it in here. This is from Wikipedia. So we have this URL, example.com/wiki/index.php, and then we have a question mark, and then we have a query string, title equals page title. To make this friendly, let me just show you what a friendly URL version would look like. We would just have wiki/page title. So it takes out the index.php, takes out the question mark, and you might see really long URLs that have ampersamps that separate all kinds of values. Alright, so this is what mod rewrite enables you to do. Alright, so now let's get into some security issues that we can handle. First thing is the configuration file, the wp-config.php file. If we go in our browser and we go to our techguystaging.com/blog/wp-config.php. Alright, now in the browser it's not going to show anything because it has no display, but we are in fact accessing the file. In order for us to block access to it, we can do that through just a couple lines. So let's see, we'll say block config file, and when you see a hashtag or a pound symbol, that means this is a comment. So this is not going to be run or looked at. It's just purely a comment. It's overlooked. Alright, so what we want to do here is, let's see, we'll say files, and then we want the file name, which is wp/config.php. Alright, so this is going to end with a files tag. Now what do we want to do here? We want to block, we don't want any access to it, so we're going to say order, allow, deny. So those are basically the options we can have. We can allow it or we can deny. So we're going to say deny from all. Alright, so we could also let certain IP addresses access this, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So let's save this, and of course we need to re-upload it. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to add my server to Notepad so that we don't have to keep re-uploading. And if you got Notepad, then there's a plugin called NPP FTP, which is just a built-in FTP client. I have to add my site. So to add a site, you go to Profile Settings, Add New. Put in my domain. This will just make things a lot quicker. So my username, password. Okay, and now we should be able to click here and connect. Alright, so public HTML, blog. Now I can just grab the Htaccess file. Oh, and it looks like we're going to have to write that again. I'm just going to paste it in. Alright, so if I save this, it'll automatically be saved on my site through FTP. So let's go back, and this is the same. This is the config file. Now if we reload, we get this forbidden. So this is now totally inaccessible. Alright, so you can do this with any file you want. You can do this with directories. You can protect whatever you want. The next thing I wanted to show you is how we can block directories by IP, or allow certain IPs in certain directories. So let's go to our admin. Alright, so we're just at our, I want to go to WP admin. Now, you don't want other people to be able to access the admin panel, and of course you have your password, which you should have a very secure one. But if you want to take it a step further, you can actually block the entire admin area only to your IP address, so only you can actually access it. So to do that, we can say, let's see, we want to restrict admin access. So what we want to do here is order deny, comma, allow, and we want to allow from, and then we want our IP address. So I'm going to go ahead and search for my IP. Okay, so here it is. Let me grab that. And I'm going to stick that right there. And then we want to say deny from all. Okay, so allow from this IP, but deny from all. Deny from everyone else. So let's save this. Whoop. Yeah, I don't have to do that anymore. Alright, let me just close FileZilla. We can actually just use this. Alright, so now that's saved. So if I go back, whoop. If I go back and I reload, I'm able to access it, but only I am able to access it. And to test that, let's just change a number in the IP address. Okay, so I change that number. Now if I reload, I can't get in. Only the person with this IP address can get in. So that's a really really good security measure. If your site needs that kind of security. A lot of them don't, but why not? You know, if you're the only one that goes on this blog, then why not? You know, but I'm gonna remove that. I just wanted to show you guys that. So now, since that's gone, I should be able to access it. All right. So another thing that you should have in here is a line that'll prevent people from browsing your directories. A lot of servers already have this in place by default. You know, if you enter a folder through the browser and you've ever seen just a list of files that you can click on, or a list of folders, that you're just browsing the website through the browser, and you shouldn't be able to do that. So if your server doesn't do that automatically, then you can use this line of code. All right, so we'll say stop directory browsing, and all we got to do is say options all indexes. Alright, so that'll prevent any kind of directory browsing. So let's save that, and let's just see what happens if we go to the content directory. Okay, so you can see we have we're not able to browse that folder. Alright, the next thing we can do with htaccess is we can actually ban users by their IP address, and that's pretty easy to do. Let's say ban user. Okay, so let's see, we need to do limit get post and in here we want to do order allow comma deny, and then we just need to say deny from let's say 202.091.31.2. Sorry, I'm putting commas in here. Okay, and then we just want to do allow from all. Okay, so this will just deny this person only. Everyone else can access the site, the directory, except for this guy. Okay, maybe he's a troublemaker in a forum or something like that. Alright, so that's how you can ban a single user. Another thing you should do is turn off your server signature. And it's just a way to stop hackers from finding more info about your server. Okay, so let's say disable signature, and what we need to do is server signature off. Actually, we should do a capital O, off. Alright, so that's going to disable your server signature. Let's see, what else? Oh, we can actually protect the htaccess file itself. We use this file to protect everything, but it should actually be protected as well. So to do that, let's say protect .htaccess file, and we need to do files, and now what we're going to do is I'm going to pop in a regular expression real quick. Alright, so what this expression is basically saying is any files that begin with .hta are not going to be accessible. Okay, so it's going to block any file with that, and the only file you're going to find that starts with .hta is the .htaccess file. So in here we just want to say order allow deny, and we want to deny from all, and we want to say satisfy all. Okay, so let's save that, make sure everything's working. Alright, so when you're dealing with htaccess, you always want to test every little piece of code you put in here. After we did this, we should have tested it, because it can really screw up your server, and it can even screw it up permanently, and you actually have to have your hosting administration team go in and fix it. So just be really careful when you're dealing with this file. Alright, so there are other things that I want to show you that we can do with this file, but that'll be later on. For now, these are really just the basics that you should have. This protect in the config file, you can do this with any file that you feel should be protected. Alright, so I will see you in the next section.